Hello YouTube, Jeremy Martin 72 here, and this is my how-to for the Amazon Fire Tablet keyboard. It is an Android-based keyboard, and I have yet to find it as a standalone application in the Amazon App Store or the Google Play Store. So we're going to open up some documents here. And yes, this keyboard is supposed to be based off of Android 7, but it really doesn't look like it to me. It looks like it is either Android 5's keyboard or it's Android 7 that has so many options removed that it looks like Android 5. Alright, so and first thing you're going to notice right off the bat that there is no settings gear icon on this because there is none inside of the actual keyboard application. So there are, if you look into the settings for your keyboard, for your tablet itself, there are two settings that do affect the keyboard, but also affect other things on your tablet. So while we have this open, I'm going to hit the square button down, the circle button down here. We're going to go back home, and we are going to open up the settings, and we are going to go to, where are we here? Display, and then we're going to hit Advanced. And it says font size here, and right now my font size is at default. Alright, now if you are the type of person that needs to use all caps to type because it's hard to see, then you're going to want to come into this font size and you'll want to click it over to large or extra large. So I'm going to leave it on large here. I'm going to hit the square, and I'm going to go back into the writer. And of course, now that I've changed the font, I got to bring the keyboard back up, reboot it, and see, it is a much larger selection of letters and numbers. But this is also device-wide, so it also makes the websites that you go to larger as far as the fonts go. Alright, and to go back, you just have to, hit the square, hit settings, go back to default, hit the square. I'm going to go ahead, I shouldn't have done that, oops. And then we'll hit, and as you can see, it goes right back to normal again. Alright, and the other settings, we got to go back into settings again. The other setting that will affect this keyboard is accessibility. And yes, font size is also in there as well. And underneath the font size is high contrast text. Alright, so if you're having a hard time making out the outline of the text compared to everything else around it, you turn this on. And yes, it might mess with your ability to watch some videos. So go ahead and hit OK. And we're going to go hit the square, go back into writer, and as you can tell already, the letters and numbers are all outlined with a border, a very strong border, and it's also the same thing in the keyboard itself. Although I don't see anything on the arrows or the delete tab, but anyways, okay, let's hit square, and now we can get rid of settings. And go back. Oh, man, I'm just messing up left and right here. Alright, let's close accessibility. Right, and you can see where high contrast is all in all this too. We'll go ahead and close that out. Then we'll wipe that out, and then we're back to normal again, and then we reboot the default keyboard. Okay, so for what we're going to do, as usual, top to bottom, left to right. The very top left-hand corner is your suggestions and your predictions. You can move them left and right to select from them, and you can just sit there and just randomly type. Just touch whatever you want, and you can build entire sentences out of it if you want. These suggestions are based on your typing history, and some of them are just built in as spelling correction and guesstimates of what you're really trying to say. All right, and under that, you're going to see this is a QWERTY keyboard. QWERTY makes it a QWERTY keyboard. And you also see in the top right-hand corner of each letter is a number. So if you want a Q, you push Q once, real quick. But if you want 1, you hold down on it and you get 1. Same thing with W. If you want W, hit it quick. If you want the 2, long press. And others have more than just one option. So, and it's kind of difficult. This ain't exactly the best keyboard. So you hold it down, and then you tap the ones you want. And for some reason, this one don't want to. There. See what I'm saying? You hold down the O, if it'll do it. Come on. Anyways, you get the point. You hold down the O, and then the other box pops up, and then you use another finger, and you push that for the special characters. And, of course, your delete button is the white ribbon with the X in it. And underneath your delete button is a bright circle with an arrow in it. That is your return button. And also, your return button has spell check built into it. And I have yet to find a way to turn the spell check off on this thing. So if you're typing something, it's going to say, he might have said blah, 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 but I think he said McCormick. Okay, yeah, that can get aggravating or humorous or both. Your arrows in the bottom left and right hand corner, if there is a line underneath of your arrow, that means that there is a one-time activation for a one-time capitalization. So you push the button and you got an A that's capitalized, and your arrow no longer has the line underneath of it. So if you hit A again, it is not capitalized. You want to capitalize it again, you get a one-time capitalization by touching the arrow. You get your capitalization and it goes right back to regular. Now if you want it to be all caps, you hold down both of the arrows. I'm sorry, don't hold them down. Just quick tap both of them at the same time. And you get a square around the arrows. And that means that it's called all caps, and it's always capitalization, and you can let the rage flow, you can let that hate flow, do it. And some people, like myself, consider this to be online screaming, just so that you're aware of that. All right, in the bottom left-hand corner is a question mark, 1, 2, 3. You hit that thing, and you got numbers and symbols. And above where it says ABC down there, there is a set of symbols all crammed together. It's the same thing on the bottom right as well. You go ahead and hit that button, and it's even more symbols that you can choose from. Now, and if you want to go back to the default keyboard, you either hit the back button on your device, or you hit ABC. I'm hitting ABC. Next to it is a comma. Oh, here, let's get rid of this. By the way, the longer you hold down the delete button, the faster it deletes. And man, it can get really fast. So be careful with that. This is not exactly the best keyboard. If I was to do some serious typing, I would not use this keyboard. This is good for Twitter, in my opinion. That's my opinion, of course. All right, so at the bottom left-hand corner, you will see a comma, and then in the top right-hand corner of that comma is a keyboard symbol. You hold down on it, and it separates the keyboard so that if you're typing in landscape mode like I'm doing now, it's a lot easier. All right, and it is definitely a lot easier. And you know, and all the symbols still work. Everything still works exactly like it was. It's just that the keyboard is split out. And to bring it back, all you have to do is do the same thing again. Long press on that symbol. And the bar in the center, of course, is space. To the right of that is period. And also, just because there's not an avatar or icon of something in the top right-hand corner of a button does not mean that it does not have a separate function, because the period, if you long press on it, has a lot of extra options. And to access them, all you do is you hold down the period and then use another finger to tap the symbols. All right, to the right of the period is your smiley face icon. And starting from top to bottom, left to right, we start with the clock. The clock means the most recent symbols and emojis that you have messed with will be listed in here for quick and easy use. To the right of that is your smileys, your smiley emojis. To access them, you put your thumb on the right hand side of the screen and drag on over to the left. And these are most definitely Android 7 emoji pack. And then you got monkeys and foxes and doggies and kitties and tigers and horses and unicorns and cows and piggies and goats and elephants and chickadees and froggies and snakes and Mother Nature. And then you got grapes and fruits and vegetables and things that people use as sexual symbols, and food and cookies and coffee, yummy coffee and beer and wine and earth. And they don't have anything for flat earth people. Wait a minute. Yeah, they do. There it is right there. And volcanoes and construction and religious sites and hospitals and fountains and industrial places and trains, planes, trains, and automobiles, and sports and holidays and awards and presents and tickets and bicycling and card games and audio symbols and technical symbols and cameras and books. And I really love all this stuff. They look really nice too. Lock symbols. These are all kinds of stuff you can use if you're doing a little bit of quick web development and ain't got time to go out and make your own symbols like these. You got handicap symbols, no smoking signs, religious symbols, zodiac symbols, money symbols, religious symbols, multimedia symbols, mathematical symbols. I don't even know what language those are in. I'm just going to say like Chinese or something. I don't know. Mandarin is usually the most popular one. Flags. Lots and lots of flags. And then, text emotions, ASCII, whatever you want to call them. And to get out of, and that also give you the little delete button up here that you can get rid of them if you don't like them. And to get out of it, as usual, you just use your back key built into your device, or you hit the ABC button in the bottom corners. And that's it. That is it. Yes, it is very simple. Very easy to learn keyboard. It's Amazon Fire Tablet. You get what you pay for. And you might think it's cheap, but this tablet is priced in a range where people who normally couldn't afford tablets now have the ability to own a tablet. And I respect that. My brothers and sisters, enjoy your devices, learn how to use them, and it doesn't matter if you prefer Amazon Fire tablets over Google Pixelbook. My Pixelbook cost me $999. This Amazon tablet, I wound up getting it as a special, and it was like $49, right? And you know what? I have just as much fun on both of those devices. And they each have their own uses, right? Like if I'm going to do some real hardcore coding or typing or something like that, I'm definitely not doing it on the Amazon Fire tablet. I'm going to be doing it on the $1,000 Pixelbook with the sweet ass keyboard in it, and not this keyboard. And y'all be safe. Enjoy your toys. The holidays are coming around. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays. Winter solstice coming too. And, everybody be safe and enjoy your time. And Google on.